exchange rate is artificially low. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has called on the Central Bank of Nigeria to devalue the Naira to reflect the reality of the market. Speaking at the midterm retreat of President Muhammadu Buhari's second tenure, the Vice President said the exchange rate is artificially low and this is deterring investors from bringing foreign exchange into the country. As for the exchange rate, I think we need to move our rate to be as reflective of the market as possible. This, in my own respective view, is the only way to improve supply, Osinbajo said. We can't get new dollars into the system where the exchange rate is artificially low and everyone knows by how much our reserves can grow. I'm convinced that the demand management strategy currently being adopted by the CBN needs a rethink, and that is just my view. Anyway, all those are issues that when the CBN governor has time to address, he will be able to address in full. The Naira is changing for a dollar at 411 Naira at the official side of the market, while the same goes for 565 to US currency at the parallel markets. Osinbajo suggested that the central bank is competing with the fiscal side of the economy, which includes the ministries, departments, and agencies of government. There must be synergy between the fiscal and the monetary authority. We must be able to deal with the synergy. We must handle the synergy between the monetary authority, the CBN, and the fiscal side. Sometimes it appears that there is competition, especially on the fiscal side. If you look at some of the interventions, you will find that those interventions are interventions that should be managed by ministries. The Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment should handle MSCMEs interventions, and we should know that the CBN is doing what the CBN is doing. In other words, if the CBN is intervening in the MSCME sector, it should be with the full cooperation and consent of the Ministry of Industry. Sometimes you will get people who are benefiting more than once because we simply have no line of sight on what is going on one side. Speaking on surviving the economic challenge of 2020, Osinbajo said Buhari deserves the credit for providing steady leadership through the crisis. Let me say, on the whole, that we have been able to weather the storm of a very, very serious economic challenge. I think that is largely on the steady and stable leadership we received from the president. I think if Mr. President had panicked in that period, we would have had a lot of difficulties. Perhaps we would be in a much worse situation. He deserves the commendation for providing that steady hand when that was required. Osinbajo said, we are at a point in our economic history where anything is possible if the country is willing to work together towards the same objective. Well, so guys, I don't understand the English that this man is speaking. You know, with all of these things happening, the man on the street does not understand all this nonsense or rubbish things that they are talking about, because do you know that this singular act of all these people is making, yeah, it has sent a lot of people to their untimely death. A lot of people are roaming the streets. A lot of people have gone into crime just because of whatever. All this, whether you are talking about fiscal, you are talking about monetary, you are talking about whatever. The reality is what people are concerned about. Do you know what is now happening? You know, as at 2 weeks ago, we're talking about, and people were complaining about the price of gas, which was 6,000 naira. Now, as we speak, it's 8,000 naira, and people, and for you to buy a liter of kerosene is now 350 naira. People are resorting to charcoal, which is even still expensive on its own. Salaries are not increasing, but things are so expensive. And this man is coming to tell us, I don't even know the kind of heart these people have. All they just want to do is just to be praising Buhari here and there. So what he is even telling us, that if not that Buhari intervened, that if not that Buhari did not allow himself to be panicked, that the situation would have been worse than this. Like, seriously? This the same economy you guys took over in 2015? It's just like at that level. Let me just even use a simple scenario. We were at a level 6. Let's say we were at level 6 in 2015 before they came on board, as far as economy, even in everything. And these guys, when they came in, they took us back to level 1. And at the end of the day, they are now moving from that level 1 to level 2. And that's what they are celebrating. If they can as well take us back to where they even met the situation, it would have been better. So from level 5 to level 1, they took the country in all aspects. And at the end of the day, they tried to move again back to that level 5. And now they are trying to crawl to level 2 and 3. And that is what they are celebrating. I don't understand. A lot of people will be asking, are you an economist? That is not even the issue. It's even inconsequential. That question is inconsequential because we begin to ask, we should be asking the CBN governors, the governor, and all of those people who call themselves economic team, economists, this and this and that. At the end of the day, what are they doing? We have what do they call the excellency here? What this position that they just put themselves. At the end of the day, nothing is working. Nothing is working. What an average Nigerian wants to see is how much will I be able to buy this? Do you know they are even saying that the simple or the common food for even common man, which is bread, is still expensive. People are still crying, and these people will now come and be telling you, I don't understand. Is anything really wrong with these people? Because it's baffling. Their salaries, oh my goodness, this is just irritating. They keep on provoking people with their nonsense words. The other day, Gabasho was telling us about statistics of how goods are about goods and what have you. At the end of the day, say, oh, he didn't know. He thought it was what they told him. And people were asking, have you gone to the market yourself? When last did you give your wife money to go to market? They will not even do it because they get everything at will, just like that. Everything is tough for them, and they will be oh my God, Nigerians don't suffer. Oh, Nigerians don't suffer. They should devalue the naira. If this professor should have the chance of leading this country, he will surely continue to mess up the system. Is he telling us our 600 naira to $1 is just? May God send to us a leader that is mindful of the poor. We are not even exporting anything but oil. Check the South Korean currency to the dollar and then look at our country, the economy, and our worth. APC can only win the center in Aso Rock in 2023 through riggings, especially with the unexplainable votes that Kano state government normally pumps in. Otherwise, there's no moral justification that APC should be leading Nigeria again from the presidential seat. APC is an absolute nonsense. And do you know the worst part of it? A lot of all these politicians are now running to APC. How do you justify that? They are now running into that party again because it's beyond one's comprehension. They should devalue Naira again. The one they told us in 2015, 2016, 2017, they've been devaluing Naira. Of what use? We are even talking of 2015. Since even during Babangida's time, that was when they started devaluing to date. Nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. Oh my goodness. So guys, let's hear your opinion because this one, it tires me.